10 Cloverfield Lane. I've been waiting for a sequel to Cloverfield for a very long time. I really like Cloverfield. There were a couple things I didn't like the characters. I like T.J. Miller now. I just didn't like him then. I didn't like him playing the cameraman, whose name is Hud, I believe. I didn't care much about him. I didn't care about the main guy trying to rescue his ex-girlfriend. I didn't care about the characters. But I did care about the monster attacks. I thought that this movie, which is a giant monster movie and is shot like a found footage movie, I thought was really well done, especially back in the days. And this is one of the rare found footage movies that I actually like. I like the scene in the subway tunnels when they were escaping from the parasites. I really like the scene where the monster was getting bombed and then all of a sudden it attacks the helicopter and it shows the perspective of the people in the helicopter as the helicopter crashes. I really like those scenes. So yeah, I've been waiting for a sequel for a long time, and especially because of the ending to Cloverfield, when the guy on the radio says, "It's still alive, Target is still alive, oh my god, it's still alive." I was really excited. I'm like, oh my god, I really want to see the sequel to this. I want to know what's going to happen since New York is bombed, but the monster's still alive. What's going to happen next? So we didn't get anything for a sequel. J.J. Abrams keeps talking about it and all that stuff, but then just 2 months ago, we finally got a trailer for 10 Cloverfield Lane, and it was one of the most shocking trailers I've seen in a while. Seriously, I thought the marketing for this movie is brilliant. The fact that it takes balls to show a trailer for a movie that's supposed to come out in 2 months. So yeah, it took a lot of balls. J.J. Abrams has a great marketing team, and yeah, I was really excited for this movie. Sure, I read some of the interviews, especially with J.J. Abrams, saying that this is not a true sequel to Cloverfield, that this is a successor, kind of. A quasi-sequel, that's what he claims it was. So yeah, I went into this movie with high expectations, though. I expect some kind of tie with Cloverfield, because otherwise, why would you put Cloverfield in the name? So, as a fan of Cloverfield, this movie really pissed me the fuck off. Seriously, it really did. But, I gotta say this. This movie is excellent. I'm actually serious. This is a great horror movie. If you want a good horror movie, and mind you, this is a PG-13 horror movie, but it is intense and terrifying. This movie is for you. John Goodman is really good in this. If you've been a John Goodman fan, then you owe it to yourself that you have to see this movie just because of John Goodman. This is one of his best performances. I always liked him, but my god, he never terrified me before like he did in this movie. I mean, I always know him as a gentle giant from Roseanne, and even though I didn't like Jungle Book 2, I liked him as the voice of Baloo, and I liked him as the voice of Hound from Transformers: Age of Extinction. But this guy, he's a great actor, and my god, he gave a terrific performance in this. I recommend this movie solely because of him. But the good news is that the movie has a lot of other good things about it. Like I said, it's a great horror movie. The acting's very good. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she is very good in this as well. And she plays a character that you can relate to. And also, I am so happy that this character is not a dumbass. I'm always sick of these dumbass stereotypical horror characters that keep making shit worse for them, that either get them killed or others killed. So yeah, I'm very happy about this character. She is trying everything to escape, and she is willing to adapt to the environment so she can learn how to escape. I like that. Mary Elizabeth Winstead was really good, and she kind of reminds me of Sigourney Weaver from the Alien series, especially the way her hair is styled too. So imagine like a very young Sigourney Weaver with the hair of Ramona Flowers. But she's good in this. I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who played Emmett, he was also very good. And to be honest, this movie has, I think, 5 actors altogether. And yeah, it turns out that Bradley Cooper is in this movie, but he's just the voice. I was shocked when I saw his name in the credits. I'm like, Bradley Cooper's in this? What? So, yeah, this movie is really excellent. If you like horror movies, especially if you like Misery, it's a good movie. And to be honest, this movie's very similar to Misery. Just replace Kathy Bates with John Goodman and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I mean James Caan with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So yeah, it's very similar to Misery. And the music is intense as well. Oh my god. I thought Hans Zimmer did the score, but no, it's a guy named Bear McCreary or something like that. And he worked on some recent horror movies this year too. The Boy and The Forest. I didn't watch The Boy. I did watch The Forest. I thought it was a piece of shit, but even I have to admit the music was pretty good. And he also worked on TV shows as well. I believe he worked on The Walking Dead. So the musical score was excellent in this film. It's like a mixture of the music from The Shining and music that you would hear in a Godzilla movie. So it's a nice blend of the two. So yeah, the atmosphere is intense, it's terrifying, and the setting, even though this movie looks cheap because it was shot in mostly one location, but still it was put to good use. It was a great effect. So yeah, I really recommend this movie. But I do have to go into spoilers to talk about things I did not like about this movie. So again, if you're very interested in this movie, and if you like horror movies, go watch it. But if you're expecting something because it has the name Cloverfield, I gotta say this. It has almost nothing to do with Cloverfield. Almost nothing. Like, I would say about 2% max it has something to do with Cloverfield. So I'm wondering why the fuck is it named Cloverfield? I think the reason why they called it is because that they want to get everyone's butts in the seats. But I feel like they shouldn't even call this Cloverfield. I think it's just a marketing ploy so it could get people to watch it, even though it has almost nothing to do with Cloverfield. But anyway, spoilers. So the movie does focus on these three people: Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who plays Michelle, a guy named Emmett, who John Goodman already knew from before, and John Goodman plays a guy named Howard, who's a survivalist. And so Howard built this bunker, and he keeps thinking that an attack might happen, so that's why he made this bunker, and Emmett helped him make this bunker. And then all of a sudden, an attack happened. But right before this, it shows Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's running away from her husband. They didn't really go into it that much. All you hear is that the husband's sad because Mary Elizabeth Winstead left him, and it's because of an argument or something like that. They didn't really go deep into it. It's like the first 5 minutes is just dedicated to this. And then all of a sudden, Mary Elizabeth Winstead got hit by a car, and then it went into the opening credits, and I thought it was really done well, because as soon as she got hit by the car, then it shows the opening credits, like a Paramount Pictures thing, a Bad Robot production, and all that stuff. And it kind of reminds me of the credits for the Dawn of the Dead remake. And I really like the credits for the Dawn of the Dead remake. So it reminds me of that. And I thought it was done, and it was very intense. And you're like, holy shit, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in this car accident. And you see this jerk off who crashed into her, and you don't even know what happened. And then all of a sudden, she's in a room tied, and she had the handcuffs strapped onto her leg, and her leg got broken and all that stuff. So you're wondering what the fuck is going on. So even though the first 5 minutes, honestly, it kind of lost me because I didn't really care much about it. I was like, okay, what ties to Cloverfield, huh? What ties this movie to Cloverfield? That's the what I was thinking the entire time. But then it got really intense, and I'm like, oh my god, what's Mary Elizabeth Winstead up to? What she's gonna do? What kind of situation is she in? I don't know. And then it shows John Goodman, and he sees Mary Elizabeth Winstead and gives her food, and she's like, please leave me alone, please let me go, I promise I won't tell anyone. And John Goodman's like, I'm sorry, but no one's gonna come find you yet. Everyone's dead. So Mary Elizabeth Winstead didn't want to believe him, so she tried to escape, even though John Goodman gave her the handcuff key so she could take off the handcuffs. So Mary Elizabeth Winstead took the crutches that John Goodman gave her and then sharpened the end of it, so she tried to stab John Goodman with it, but John Goodman was super prepared, and he stopped her from doing that. So that was the escape attempt number one, and I think that happened in the first 15 minutes of the movie. So bravo, Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character. I thought that was great. I love the fact that she tried escaping. She keeps trying to escape. And her first escape attempt, I thought, was hilarious because she immediately sharpens the bottom part of her crutch so it could become very sharp so she could stab John Goodman with it. But John Goodman wasn't coming into the room, so she's like, oh, what can I do? Okay, I gotta burn something. So that's what got John Goodman to enter the room. So she meets up with John Goodman, and John Goodman says that you gotta stay in this bunker because there's been an attack. The air is contaminated. And then she met up with Emmett, and Emmett tried his best to actually get inside the bunker. He broke his arm trying to get in. He didn't break his arm because of John Goodman. So they get acquainted, and then it was during dinner where Mary Elizabeth Winstead tries the second escape attempt. And this is the scene where it shows in the trailer that Mary Elizabeth Winstead grabs a bottle and smashes John Goodman's head with it. And I could not believe that it happened very early in the movie. I was like, God damn, she just escaped once and she tried escaping again? I feel like it's the first 30 minutes and she tried escaping again, and that's the scene we saw in the freaking trailer. I'm I gotta give this movie credit. My God, I didn't expect for you guys to show that. I thought that would be the final escape attempt. But no, she actually tried escaping, and before she was about to go outside, she sees this woman right outside, and something wrong with her face. Like, it's all covered with blood, her veins were popping, pus is coming out, and it looks like her face was melting. And she's like, oh, thank God, please let me in, please let me in. But Mary Elizabeth Winstead is terrified, and Jacob is like, don't open that door! Don't you dare open that door! You're gonna get everyone killed! Don't open the door! So then Mary Elizabeth Winstead realized, oh my God, John Goodman's right, that the air is contaminated. That's why the woman looks like this. So she decides to stay with John Goodman and Emmett, and there's this montage where they listen to music, watch movies on VHS and DVDs, just cook food, some good food, especially steak and all that. And there's this scene where John Goodman's solving the cat puzzle, and everyone's trying to solve this cat puzzle, and then it turns out that there were no, it was missing like 7 pieces or something like that. That was hilarious. And then all of a sudden, something bad happens where the air filtration unit just stops working. So that's when Mary Elizabeth Winstead has to go die hard on this. Seriously, she's the only one who's small enough and skinny enough, so that's why she has to go through the air vents. And it reminds me of Bruce Willis in Die Hard when he goes through the air vents. And at one point, I thought she was gonna actually say the line like, "Oh, come to the coast, have a few laughs, blah blah blah." But yeah, she really hates the situation. But she got the air filtration unit working. But at this point, she sees that there's a bunker door right above her, so she wants to see the sky to see how it is. The skies are clear blue, so she's wondering what the hell's going on. But then on the window it says help and is carved from the inside, and a little bit of blood was on it too. And then when she looked down, she sees a pair of earrings that are also covered in blood. She tells Emmett this, and then she showed the picture that John Goodman showed her, and that's when he said that that was his daughter Megan. But it turned out that it's not Megan. It's just another girl. I believe her name was Brittany, a high schooler who was missing 2 weeks before the whole attack or something like that. I totally forgot exactly what Emmett said, but he said that she's been missing for 2 weeks or something like that. And he knew her from high school. So then it turns out that John Goodman is lying. And at this point, I was like, huh, you know what? I feel like Emmett is up to something. Seriously, the entire time I was like, probably John Goodman is an actual good guy, and Emmett is trying to make him look like he's the bad guy. And that Emmett is trying to take over Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I thought that's what is going to happen. So, because I feel like now it feels too obvious, they can't just make John Goodman into a full-blown bad guy, a psychopath. I feel like Emmett is up to something because, we don't really discuss much about Emmett. You know more about Mary Elizabeth Winstead and John Goodman compared to Emmett. So at this point, Emmett and Mary Elizabeth Winstead decides to make this hazmat suit, a homemade hazmat suit, and I love this because Mary Elizabeth Winstead is a fashion designer and she knows how to sew. Mostly indicated by the scene where she had to stitch up John Goodman's wound on his head. And that was a great scene too, because John Goodman, he looks so intense in that scene. Like, oh my God, he probably wants to kill Mary Elizabeth Winstead for creating a gash on his head. But no, he's like, hey, do you want a drink? This is vodka, I believe. It's distilled. And then he drank it and she drank it and she's like, oh my God, that's freaking awful. I just said that I made it. I didn't say it was good. So yeah, little moments like that where John Goodman acts like a normal person, I was like, oh, you know what? I would love to have a beer with this guy. He is awesome. I really like him. So Mary Elizabeth Winstead starts making this hazmat suit, and she even read the survival books that John Goodman had, so she knows how to make a hazmat suit. So she used the bathroom curtains that has a rubber ducky on it to make the suit, and she took a couple bottles and stuff and to stitch up the air mask. Oh my god, it's great. I really love it. It's like one of those things that I forgot what channel it was. I believe on YouTube. I believe it's called Do It Yourself or something like that, where they make movie props and they have a certain budget, so they spin the wheel and whatever budget it gives them, then they have to make that prop with that amount of budget. So yeah, it feels like she was gonna make this hazmat suit for under $10, and it's actually very effective. And she mostly used a lot. She used a lot of duct tape, and I love that. So during this time, I was wondering, nah, John Goodman can't act dumb. Seriously, he knows that something's up, and it turns out, yeah, he knows something's up. So that's when he got both of them together, Emmett and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and talk over a barrel of acid. So it reminds me of the scene from Breaking Bad when they Walter and Jesse have to get the dead gangsters and then put them in the barrel of acid. So John Goodman threatens to shove both of them into the barrel unless they speak the truth. And that's when Emmett says, no, it's my idea. I tried to steal your gun and I wanted to impress Mary Elizabeth Winstead. So at this point, I was like, oh man, I don't know what's going to happen next. What John Goodman going to do? Because he says okay, and I'm like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? I thought that John Goodman is going to take his Emmett's head and just shove it down the barrel of acid. But no, it didn't go there. And I thought there would be a triple cross or something like that. But no, John Goodman shoots Emmett in the freaking face, and I was shocked. I did not expect that. John Goodman's like, okay, boom! It was that quick. I was like, oh my god, that was intense. And the gunshot was loud too, echoed through the theater. I'm like, oh my god. So Emmett's really dead, and I was like, you know, I expected so much more with Emmett, but no, he just dies. God damn. And the thing is that before this, Emmett was joking about, okay, since the air is contaminated, I'm wondering if there are zombies roaming the area. So I kind of wanted that to be the twist that zombies actually exist, and Emmett, because he got shot, that he actually becomes the Walking Dead. But Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she decides to finally escape. So she knocks John Goodman out. And she even poured a barrel of acid on him. So I thought, oh my god, he's going to look hideous. He's going to look like that guy from RoboCop, the one that smashed into the toxic waste. And he's like, like that with his flesh coming off and stuff. I thought that's what he was going to look like. But no, he looks mostly fine. He looks extremely exhausted and angry, but yeah, he has a little redness on his neck, but he looks fine. I was very disappointed about that. I was like, he was on acid. You're telling me that he just looks normal with just a little redness? Come on. I was a bit disappointed by that. I thought he would look a lot worse. He looks fine. So yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead knocks out John Goodman. She tries to escape. She goes through the air vents. And it was a bit terrifying because John Goodman takes a knife and starts stabbing through the air vents. And it reminds me of that scene from the Evil Dead remake when, shoot, I forgot the girl's name. The actress, at least, Jane Levy. Jane Levy is trying... Mia! That's the character's name. Mia from the Evil Dead remake. When she was going to go through the woodshed and then the demon tries stabbing her with the machete through the wall. Yeah, it reminds me of that. It was so intense, and there was a scene where it almost hit Mary Elizabeth Winstead in the face, in the eye. Oh my god, it was terrifying. So, Mary Elizabeth Winstead escapes, the bunker blows up, and then we get to the 85% mark of the movie. So I thought the majority of this movie was excellent. It was really, really good. So when she gets out, it reminds me so much of this ending scene from Portal 2 when Shell gets out of the laboratory and enters the field, and it was beautiful looking and all that. I thought that was going to be... it looks exactly the same. I was like, oh my god, would it be hilarious if this happens to be related to Aperture Science or something like that? So Mary Elizabeth gets out and she realizes that the air isn't toxic anymore or at all. So she's like, oh my god, I finally escaped the psychopath. Oh my god, I'm now outside. Everything is good. Oh wait, I see this military aircraft that's coming towards the field. Hey, I'm over here. I'm over here. And then it turns out to be freaking aliens. Oh my god, I laughed my ass off. Because John Goodman, there were a couple times in the movie where he's saying that the attack could either caused by the Russians or the Martians, and he really thinks it's the Martians. And because of that, when Mary Elizabeth Winstead looks up and sees that it's an actual alien spaceship, her reaction was priceless. She's like, "Oh, come on!" I would say the same thing too if I tried escaping from a psychopathic John Goodman in a bunker and it turns out that everything he said was pretty much true and there were fucking aliens. So yeah, then the next 10 minutes is just Mary Elizabeth Winstead running around the fields and running around the bunker and the woodsheds and stuff, trying to escape this alien creature. And here's the thing: the movie had a sunset. It was at sunset at the time, but then it went extremely dark, and you cannot even tell what the alien looks like because it's all black and the lighting wasn't good. Seriously, it's a very dark scene immediately. So every time it shows the alien, the camera shakes so much. It's just a shaky cam, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead's just running around, and you do not get a good look at this alien. All I can say is that the alien is black, and it looks like a cross between the xenomorph from the Alien series, the furball alien from Attack the Block, and what was the other one? And the mimic from Edge of Tomorrow, because its head, it's like it keeps constantly changing shape and stuff. It's like its hairs keep moving and has so many bumps and stuff. So yeah, this alien tries to attack Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and its mouth is very similar to the xenomorph, like it protrudes out. But the thing is that it looks like a leech with teeth, so it tries sucking on Mary Elizabeth Winstead's face. So I can't really tell what the alien is because the camera won't stay still. It keeps shaking and shaking and shaking, and it's very dark, and the alien's all black, so it's hard to tell what the hell it looks like. But it doesn't look like the parasite from Cloverfield, so yeah, that's out of the question. And the alien spaceship. Basically, Mary Elizabeth Winstead has a boss battle with this thing. So she's stuck in the car, she's trapped, and then she realized, I can make a Molotov cocktail. So she shoved that motherfucker down the alien spaceship's throat. And the thing is that this is an alien spaceship, and it looks like that alien spaceship thing from the Avenger movies, the giant one. I think I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's the one that Iron Man, Hulk, and Thor defeated. So it looks like that, but the inside part, the one with the mouth, it reminds me a bit of the Cloverfield monster, at least with the head, but it doesn't have the eyes. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to be related to Cloverfield, but yeah. So she destroyed the alien spaceship, and then she gets away by car, and then it shows this very stupid scene. Actually, I think this is the thing I hated the most about this movie, is when she breaks off the mailbox, and there's a close-up of the mailbox, and it says 10 Cloverfield Lane. Oh god, I really hated that. Yeah, that shouldn't even be in it. It's not even a funny joke or anything. Oh god, I just hate it. I hate shit like that. So Mary Elizabeth Winstead decides to go to Baton Rouge, but then she hears on the radio that the humans are fighting back, and there's a camp or something like that all the way out in Houston. So then she decides to join the guys in Houston, because earlier on in the movie she talks to Emmett about her always running away. She keeps trying to help people, but she's terrified, so that's why she runs away. Now she decides, hell, I just defeated one alien ship. I could destroy more. So yeah, I'm gonna join the humans on the final fight against these alien spaceships. So she goes to Houston, and the lightning strikes, and you see even more alien spaceships in the sky. And the movie ends. There's nothing at the end of the credits, not even like a verbal prompt or something like that saying, "Oh my God, Target is alive." Nothing like that. So yeah, that's the movie, and that's the thing. The movie went all cabin in the woods on me. Like some about 85% of this movie was going this direction, and then the last 15 minutes went something entirely, and you're like, oh my God, this shouldn't even happen, but it's so freaking awesome that it happened. And yeah, that's the thing. If this movie was not called 10 Cloverfield Lane, or just didn't have the word Cloverfield in it, and the marketing is not similar to Cloverfield's marketing, I probably would like this movie a lot more. But the thing is that I don't even know why it's called Cloverfield. Seriously, why do you do that? I think it's because they just want people to go see this movie because they're worried that if they call it something else, then people would not see the movie. But the thing is that the movie's very good, and I do recommend it. I just didn't like the Cloverfield aspect of it, and probably the thing that ties this with this movie and Cloverfield is the fact that it has aliens. But I guess that's it. It looks nothing like the Cloverfield monster. It doesn't have the same parasite thing that the Cloverfield monster has. So yeah, I was kind of bummed about that. I thought that it would actually show the giant monster, and this is the aftermath of the New York City attack. But the thing is that the New York City attack, I believe it happened in 2008, and this movie actually takes place in modern times, in 2015 or 16. Mostly because if you look at the freaking iPhone, you can tell that it's the newest generation of the iPhone. So yeah, I don't know. I thought that they would talk about what happened in New York City, but no, nothing about that. And it didn't happen in the same time frame, so that pissed me off too. And like I said, because I'm a fan of the Cloverfield movie, and even though I was warned that this movie is not exactly a sequel to Cloverfield, I was still fucking pissed off. But it's a great horror movie, and I still like the fact that it turns out to be freaking aliens. That I love that shit. It's usually that kind of twist that happens in 80 movies, 80s horror movies. You're like, holy shit, these things are real. Oh my God, we got run away. And the movie is a lot like the Thing prequel slash remake. The one that Mary Elizabeth Winstead did. Hell, the ending's very similar too, where she has a boss fight and she burns it, and then she runs away and escapes, and she goes to another base. That's the ending. Seriously, this is a better Thing movie than The Thing. Not John Carpenter's The Thing. That's the thing. That Thing is the masterpiece. But no, this is better than The Thing prequel slash remake. So yeah, that's how I feel about the 10 Cloverfield Lane, guys. I'd still recommend it though. It's a great horror movie, and John Goodman was great. Oh, I gotta talk about this one scene where I don't know what kind of party game. I forgot the name of this party game, but it's the one where you take out a card, it shows a word, and then you have to describe what the word is. So the other person has to say, "Oh, what is that word?" It could be a thing, a place, or people, or movies, or anything like that. So John Goodman picks up a card, and he's like, I know when you're sleeping. I know when you're awake. I always know what's going to happen. Something like that. So I was like, so Emmett says God, but then John Goodman gets angrier and angrier and angrier and intense, and it turns out that the answer is Santa Claus. And I'm like, really? Oh my God. That terrified me. Seriously. A freaking party game, and John Goodman makes it terrifying. But I did like it before when Emmett was saying, oh, this word, Michelle, she's and John Goodman's like, little girl? Girl? Little child? Girl? Girl? Woman. Little woman. Oh, you should have been more specific. I really like that scene. But yeah, the movie was very good. So that's how I feel about 10 Cloverfield Lane. Write down in the comments below if you've seen the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Guys, if you like this video, please click the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, there's an annotation here for subscribing. So until next time, guys, see you later, and thank you for watching.